everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I have a EXO beauty video. So these things were actually brought for me for my birthday. So I have the 10-piece Tortoiseshell brush set. Right, this is called the Contour Fan. Now I'll show you here. You can see the label there and that it says it's the Contour Fan there. And then that is the brush with the bristles there. Now this is a very soft bristly brush, as you can see. So this is brush number 1, the Contour Fan. Then I have this one that I showed just before, the powder brush. So I'll just pull that out. So this just says powder. It's a very big, like a very big, soft, kind of smushy brush there. So that is the powder one. And then I have this one here which says bronzer on it. So this is an angled bronzing brush here. It's an angled one. So it would be really good to get right up in there. And then this one here, it says it is a Shimmer Tulip. So I've actually been wanting one of these for ages. So this is it here. So it's like, I reckon that would be really good for putting powder under your eyes or even just for doing your highlight. I think this would be a really good brush. So that is the Shimmer Tulip. And then I've actually already got one of these. This is the flat face brush and it is amazing. I've got the old EXO Beauty style and I use this all the time. See that one there? See, I much prefer the new packaging there. But this is a limited edition packaging as well. So that is it there. And then for this one here, this is a double-ended one. So I'll pull this out here. So it is a eyebrow groomer. And it's got the eyebrow groomer on one side and then the eyebrow brush on the other side. So that's very cool. And then we have a firm blender. So a firm blender brush. So it's quite like soft, still floppy, but a little bit firm. I can see that there. And then this one is a eyeshadow brush. So just your normal kind of standard, like putting eyeshadow on your eye brush. And then we have a pencil brush. So I suppose this brush would be for putting eyeshadow under your eye and really good for cut creases as well, getting your lines in there. So that is the pencil brush. And then the last brush is a blender. So not a firm blender, it's just a blender. So this is the blendy brush there. It's a very soft brush. I'm so excited to try this. So this is the firm blender and then this is the blender. So that is them there. So now that I have all of these very pretty brushes here, it's real cool to see the tortoiseshell is quite different on all of them. Just lost the brush, it just fell out. It kind of looks like a fire. It's like a leopard print fire. I love it. I love it. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and prime my face. There's no brushes I can use to kind of prime my face. So I'll start with the MAC Prep and Prime. I've been waiting for these brushes for so long. I've always wanted to buy them. They're 155 New Zealand dollars on the EXO Beauty website. And they are a limited edition one, so when they're gone, they're gone. And they're also made in Italy as well. And now I'll just put some baby skin primer on too. Alrighty, so now that that's all dried in and my skin is feeling snatched, I am going to get a foundation and my flat top brush. So as you can see with the brush, the product isn't super sinking in or anything. It's just kind of sitting on top. So now I will press it on to my face and kind of buff it out. So with my, it just feels like my other one that I have from EXO Beauty, which I absolutely love. And these like brushes are really, I find really amazing at like buffing out your foundation. Like it just does it almost flawlessly. Like I actually prefer to use this brush then to use a beauty blender, and I'm so excited that the set came with one of these because these brushes are absolutely amazing. So I'm super stoked because I love this brush, and now I've got 2 of them. So on this one I can't really like judge because it's the, like, I've got the same one of it in the other ones, so I know I love this anyway. So now that the foundation is rubbed in, that was the flat top brush by XO Beauty. Well, of course it's XO Beauty, but I'm just in the habit of saying that. So now what I'm going to do is put on some concealer. Now there is no concealing brushes. I could probably use this eyeshadow brush, but I want to save that for eyeshadow. So I'm just going to quickly do my concealer off camera and blend it in with a beauty blender. So now that my concealer is all buffed out, apart from this little bit there, now I'm going to get this powder brush here and going to get my powder, which I've hit pan with, and I'm just going to swirl it in there. As you can see the product on there, and I'm just going to put it on my face. I actually really like this as a powder brush because I think it's like really big, so it's like good for getting your face, and it feels really soft. Like my normal brush is probably, it's a Morphe brush, but see, it's quite small in comparison. Like it's quite a small brush, so I'm actually really excited that this is super big because as you can see, it's like pretty much covered my whole face. If I had more powder to be able to put on this brush, then I would not have to use, like, not have to dip in so many times. I think it's because I don't have lots of powder that I've had to dip in a million times with this, because I feel like it would have covered my face with one, and it holds the product very well as well. So that was the powder brush. So now I'm going to do a contour using the bronzer brush. So there is the contour fan, which I suppose since it is a contour fan, I should use it for contouring, shouldn't I? I should use it for contouring actually. So what I will do is get a bronzer and I'll just swipe it in here a few times. I don't know if you can see the product on there. I don't know if it's gone on very well, but we will soon see. I find that, wow, no, that's definitely gone on there. I found that with this, because it is so wide, I probably personally wouldn't use this for contour. Like, it's not gone on badly or anything, but I just find you don't have much, like, control with it, because, like, if you can see, it kind of, like, smushes together when you put it along your face. So I don't think that this would be the best one for contouring, so I might just use that with highlighter instead, because that would probably be a better highlighting one. So I'm just going to quickly rinse it off, and I'm going to get in with the bronzer brush here and try that instead, because I feel like this would be a more like controllable contour because it's how it's tapered like that. But I feel like that would be better. I don't know if it's this or, oh no, it's definitely picking it up. No, you can see it there. I'm like, oh, it's not very picking it up. I kind of feel weird like smushing this brush kind of two ways. I wish that the contour brush was maybe like not tapered maybe, but I mean that's the only like feedback I have with this, because it's still usable. It's just I don't want to bend the shape out of it or anything. So now I'm just going to do, oh no, look, because it's good because you can go like that, like sideways on your face. That works really well. I like that. That's cool. So I'm going to go for a light bronzer, I suppose. Ooh, it's not very light, it looks kind of square. Oh, because you can see there I had no control with that fan as a contour, so I think that that should just be a highlighting fan, which I think would be a better word for it, because I think that that would be really good with doing that. But then I also want to try the tulip brush as with a highlighter, because I think that that would be really cool. So I'll just highlight that there. Because how I put my bronzer on is I actually do this bit here. So I'm like, how am I going to do this without picking up lots of super product on it? Because my bronzing brush is round. So I'm like, oh, that kind of worked. It definitely does work. It's just I've never used one that's kind of this kind of shape, but I mean, I'm not that mad at it, but I think it would be better for a contour because it would definitely be easier to use it for instead of just bronzer. Alrighty, so now I'm going to move on to the Shimmer Tulip, which I think would be really good for under eyes. So I'm going to try that first because I know that once I've got shimmer on it, like I can't unshimmer the brush. Well, I could, but like, you know what I mean? It'd be easier to not unshimmer it. So I'm just going to get my powder there. Oh, it's picked up a lot. I'm like, oh, don't pick up that much. And I'm just going to kind of go under my eyes. Yeah, that's like the perfect under eye one. That's really, really good. Yeah, that's like a really good under eye. Oh my god, I just picked myself in the eye. Oh. Yeah, no, that's a really good under eye. Oh. Like, you gotta remember, you don't actually have to use brushes for what they're meant for. Just use it for what suits you and what's easier for you. Like, if you think that this would be a perfect, like, contour brush, then use it for contour. If you think it would be a perfect powder brush, use it for powder. Like, there's no rules. You can just do whatever you want with it. So, now that I've used it for under eyes, I'm going to use it with highlighter. So, I'm just going to dip into the highlighter, and you can see it on there, and I'm just going to lightly go like this. Did it even get any on my face? Like a little bit. Okay, so because I know that this highlighter is quite blinding, so I'm like, did it even pick up much? Oh yeah, no, I can see the highlighter there. I can see it there. That's very nice. It's gone on nice and subtly. It's not like packed it on there to make it real crazy. So now I'm gonna try this in it. And you can see it on there definitely, and I'm just going to go like this. Yeah, definitely this brush for highlighting is like perfect. I actually think I prefer this to the shimmer brush for highlighting. I think I prefer this one because it's just like, it gets like your whole face in seconds. Whereas this, you have to like work your way around your whole face, but this is like, ugh. You could probably do like one swipe under. That would be perfect. So those are them as highlighters. So now on to the brow brush. So I'll just brush my brows. My brows are normally quite dark, so I'm like, oh, what kind of like powder stuff should I use? Alrighty, so I'm going to use some brow pomade and just dip this brush in to see what it is like. Oh, it like holds the product really well. And it's actually really smooth. Like, it's like you don't have to push real hard. Like, it's just like a really nice soft kind of brush. And I like that it's very sharp, and I feel like it's very precise. Look at that. Bam! So that was the eyebrow groomer. So I feel like since I'm using her brushes, I've got to use her palette with BH Cosmetics. So I am just going to put a base shade on first. So I'll just start with this kind of yellowy shade. So I've just dipped it in. I should have showed you. I dipped it in twice, and that's the amount of like color it's got on there. So I'll just, it's definitely like picking it up. Oh, got an eyelash. Ah. I'll just dip it in again. So this would be more to, this one just says eyeshadow, so it would be just to put like your eyeshadow on your eye, not really to blend anything. So that is on there. Now I'm going to get the pencil side and just get this, I'll just dip once into this brown, and that's how much like product it picks up. It helps that this is a pigmented like palette as well. I'll just put that under here. So this does feel like a little bit scratchy almost. I did actually put it way too low, so I kind of need to like buff that out. But I mean, it does move it. It could be a little bit softer. It is a bit like hard, but I suppose that's to like get the precision in with it, I suppose. So that was the pencil brush. Now I'm going to get the blender, so the big fluffy blender, and I'm just going to get this kind of metallic-y shade here. I'm just going to dip that in a few times, and you can see the product on there, and I'm just going to kind of put that as a crease. I think, I don't really know what I'm up to. I'm just kind of playing with the colours, trying to show off the brushes. So that is it blending out in the crease area. And now I'm going to, that was the blender brush, and then I'm going to get the firm blender, and I'm just going to get this dark shade here, and I'm going to try in this corner here. So it kind of actually feels like it is firm, but it is actually blending as well, but it could also just be used as a brush for putting it on your eyelid. Like, I actually wouldn't mind. Hang on, I'll try blend this up here. See, it does actually blend up there, so you could use it both ways, but I feel like you could just pack on the eyeshadow with this brush as well, because it did just let me pack it on. What I'm going to do with this one is just get a little bit of shimmer and just put it in the inner corner of my eye. Which, yep, no, I'm right. I was thinking that this would be a really good brush to pack on shimmer with, and that was true. So now I'm just going to put on some eyeliner and mascara to finish off the look. Oh, and some lipstick. Oh, be right back. So there you guys have it. That was the review on the XO Beauty, so the Shan XO brushes, the 10-piece tortoiseshell sets by XO Beauty. So this was my review on them, and hopefully you guys enjoyed them. Like, I actually really liked these brushes. I feel like with the eye brushes, they could have maybe been a bit softer, but all in all, I think this would be a really good set to start off with, because it's got all of the brushes that you'd need to do like your whole face except concealer. So it's got everything you need in there. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and let me know below in the comments what your favourite brush was. I think my favourite brush actually was, like, I hands down love the flat top face brush, but I actually quite liked this brush as a highlighting brush. Like, I think it just perfectly gets all the bits and it like covers your whole face. Oh, and I really like the powder brush, and I really liked the tulip brush, and I really like the blender brushes. So pretty much I liked all the brushes, and I thought that they were real cool. And I just died at the at the handles. The handles are so nice. They're just like a fiery tortoiseshell color, which I love. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe wherever the subscribe button is, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.